facts. You shared with me the facts that you learned. And I'm not going to just sit here and talk. Does this thing, do I need to stay here? No, okay. I don't want to just stand here and talk. I want us to have a conversation, right? And so what I want to know from you is, based on what you watched today and everything that you have heard, do you have any questions for us? Are there any questions you have for us? I see your hand up. What's your question? Tell us your name and ask us the question. Oh, you're shy. Does anybody else have a question? Yes, get up, Rosemore. What is your question about the Founding Father?
The Founding Father was a great person to us Namibians.
Yes, and do you have any questions about him? Do you have any curiosity? No? None? Okay. At least you know that he was a great person. Is there anybody else? Okay, what's your question? Take the mic over there, please, Gino.
My question is, I just wanted to know how will it how did the place used to look while they were having war?
Oh, you know, that's a very interesting question. So a long time ago, I read a book about Andreas Schipanga, and he describes what the country looked like at the time when he was going into exile. And he said that it was rather tropical and jungle, and there were lots and lots of trees. And later on, I found out that the trees were actually, the way we don't see trees, so many trees up north, they were taken away. And that was part of the struggle, so that people couldn't hide. That was part of the South African government's way of dealing with it, so that people couldn't hide through the bushes and they could see them moving through. So the country did look different. That was a very good question. And as for Windhoek, it was similar to what it looks now, but it was a bit smaller than what you see. All right, next question.
My name is Pinyas, and I wanted to ask, what does PLAN stand for?
Plan soldiers. Plan. You know, I actually don't know that either. Okay, the next question as we look.
My name is Eliakim Amunjera. And I wanted to ask, when they were fighting, where were they sleeping?
It depends where you were fighting. So sometimes people were fighting and going and hiding back in the bushes. You go back to the camps, or you could be in trenches. You could be in trenches. I've had people describe, I had an uncle in the ground so that you're not seen. You come out, you shoot, and you go back into the trenches.
My name is Precious, and I wanted to ask, why did Dr. Samyuma do the stuff that he was doing? Like sweeping the house, watching over his mother and sisters and brothers.
I couldn't hear that properly.
I think her question is, what did he do in his private life? Did he sweep the house? Did he take care of his mom, his kids?
You know, in his private life, from what we heard during the memorial from the grandchildren, I don't know about his younger days, but he seemed to be a family man, and he enjoyed being with young people. He liked discussing. He liked reading. So, and the grandchildren enjoyed spending time with him. I think you can see that on YouTube. And he seemed to really enjoy interacting with people. He spoke different languages. So I think he was just a regular grandpa who the kids loved to come and play with.
My name is Bongeni, and I wanted to ask, who started this colonizing stuff?
Who started this colonizing stuff? Okay. A big part of it, I would say, Europeans came and they were looking for resources, and they started to take over different parts of our country. And one of the points that you would say are important in terms of the starting points would be the Berlin Conference, when different European countries, including the Catholic Church, marked countries, took Africa and just decided this piece belongs to, they just divided it, took it for themselves, and started to rule the people without their permission and in an oppressive way, and use a lot of people for for free to cheap labor. That's how this whole thing really started to take off and became a mass movement on the continent. And whenever people were going around, leaving Europe and going to different parts of the world and taking over the ruling of those countries, that was colonization. And taking the resources, a very important part, being extractive.
My name is Gustavo, and my question was, how did the war start?
How did the war start?
Yeah, MJ, I presume he means the War of Independence.
I think at some point, Gustavo, people got tired. People got tired. People got tired of walking around with a pass. People got tired of being told where to live. People got tired of being told what kind of education they can. At some point, you get tired, right? If I step on you, you will take it for a long. After a certain moment, you will kick me away so that you can walk. Is that not so? I think at some point it just became too much, and there was a global movement. There was also a continental movement, specifically in the continent, with countries wanting their independence from the colonizers. And freedom doesn't always come through negotiations. Sometimes freedom comes from war, from fighting, from taking back that which is yours.
Good afternoon. My name is Santiago. I wanted to ask, how many people participate at the war?
I don't know the exact numbers, but loads of people participated. And you must remember, it's not just people who went outside the country, there were people who were inside the country, right? So the movement, the liberation struggle took part in many different ways. There were people who were negotiating at the United Nations, I think you saw that. There were people who were lobbying different communities to support in giving resources and arms and so forth to the movement. There were people who were physically, fighting and in the battlefield, and there were people here who were continuously being imprisoned for standing up against the regime, right? And then there were people who were educating others, and there were students' movements, and there were women's movements, and there were church movements, right? So it was taking place in all sorts of forms, in many different ways, and on very many different platforms. It was a collective movement.
My name is Rochelle. I just wanted to ask that with what country did Namibia fight war with?
Oh, what was the main country they were fighting? South Africa. So it was the apartheid government of South Africa, not the current government of South Africa. So at the time, South Africa had an apartheid regime, and Namibia had been taken on, had been annexed, for lack of a better term, and was was being controlled by the South African government. Gino, you can ask 2 more questions here, and then I'll...
2 more questions?
Yes, here in front we've got...
Afternoon, my name is Nicodemus. When Sam Numa was small, what was his job?
When he was younger, I believe he was a fisherman at some point, correct? Yeah, yeah. Yes, he was at the coast.
My name is Wisdom. I wanted to ask, how old was Dr. Sam Nujoma before he died?
I think he was going to turn 95 that year. Yeah. Because he passed away in February and his birthday is May. He died in 2024. 2025.
Okay, I think MJ,
That's
about
it?
Yeah.
Okay, I have one last question. With everything that you've learned about the Founding Father, is there any part of him that you feel is similar to you, or something that you would like to do that he has done? Did you feel inspired in any way, or did you feel connected in any particular way? Shall I repeat the question? Yes. Okay. After watching the documentaries, all the different conversations that we've had, which part of the founding father do you feel that you can connect to? We have a friend, I noticed. Don't worry, just lift your legs and the friend will go. There it is. Yep, that's it. There you go, it's gone. Okay, all right, so there you go. Somebody has an answer. Gino, take it there.
I would like to be a part of him, whereby he used to work very hard at home and make sure his family gets something to eat in every day.
Yeah, taking care of people.
I wish to be a president like our founding father was.
You also want to be a president? Anybody else want something to share that they felt connected to? Gino, we have two more here.
Where? Okay, I'll give him, and then who's next?
I would want to be a fisherman.
You want to be a fisherman? Okay. And that will be our last one.
I would like to be a leader like he was.
You'd like to be a leader like he was. All right. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, everybody, for participating and for listening and for sharing what you have learned about our founding father. I'll tell you my favorite piece about the founding father. Many years ago, on NBC, they were showing him, he was inaugurating something. I think it was like a petrol station. And there were two flags. You know how we always have the Namibian flag and the African Union flag. And he looked at the flags and he said, and one day, if we continue liberating ourselves, Africa will be one country. He was a Pan-Africanist. And I think that spoke to me particularly. And that's something that has inspired me in terms of my identity, to identify as an African, and that's what he wanted for us. Thank you very much. Gino?
All right. I think, MJ, can you please join me here again? I think MJ said something once that would be very inspiring for as many of us to hear it, you know, because it's good to always hear it from the horse's mouth, right? So, MJ, our question basically to you on this blessed day is that some of us are basically products of pay. It's like we have gone through this institution called pay and we have come out better. And maybe before I even share my story, I just wanted to know what led you to start pay and what does pay mean to you? If you can please share that with us.
Before I start that, I'll first say thank you to Moses. PLAN is the People's Liberation Army of Namibia, right? Thank you. The honest truth about how I started pay was curiosity. I went to a school, and the school that I went to always had 100% pass rate. And I knew a lot of these scholars. They were my classmates and my schoolmates. And I didn't understand how they all passed, and on this side of town, we didn't get the same results. Something didn't make sense to me. So when the opportunity came, and originally when we started, we were running a sports program, and then we started doing homework, and then we started helping students study so that they could pass. And when all those learners, about 90-something% of them passed, I think I answered something, or curiosity was understood. Curiosity was satisfied. And I really understood that if we remove certain barriers to education, and a lot of those barriers are very simple. It's the environment that we create here. So can we give children a hot meal after school? Can we provide extra academic support? Can we provide exposure through different experiences in our life skills program? Can we go out there and experience the world in a way that is not necessarily available to everybody that's here? can we offer sports opportunities for the sports activities that different learners are interested in? And over the years, we've had lots of participants that have actually made the national team. And we've got swimmers and basketball players and soccer players and cyclists, right? And this is how the program started. This is how the program grew. And what I have learned in the 24 years since we started the program, Gino, is that when we remove the barriers and the obstacles, learners perform. And that the learners on the other side of school or the other side of town at the school, it's not that they were better learners. It's not that, definitely not that they were smarter learners. It's that their community removed the barriers to education and to upward social mobility. And when we were able to do that, and when we are able to do that here, we see such amazing results every day. Thank you.
No, thank you very much, MJ. And for some of us, even just specific to what MJ said about the environment. So I grew up in Katutura, just, a street away from Indamara 7, basically. And, in that little area, you have maybe about 4 shibins in one street. So lots of noise. So that means that every day when I come home, first of all, the environment shows impossibility. Like, it just shows you that if you are here, you can't escape. That is the kind of environment we have there. And also, it doesn't create a conducive study environment. You get what I mean? So even if you want to study, first of all, your peers don't do it. Second of all, there's too much noise. Third of all, there's no support at home. So Pay for me was that place I could come to where, again, like MJ said, those barriers were removed. And now I could shine. I don't know if what the grades are now under the new curriculum, but when I came to Pay, I was grade 10, I think. Yeah, grade 10. And then my grade 10, I got like 23 points. That was like, I literally just passed. That's all I did. But then when I did my grade 12, I got 36 points. If you know old curriculum, that's good, right? So essentially what that did for me was I was put in a place that could enable me, that removed those barriers so that I could make it. And that was also now how I made it to university, studied public management, majoring in politics, even became the first SRC, Damara SRC president at UNAM. Because since UNAM started in 1992, my tribesmen, they were never at SRC president level. But I did that, and it was because of an enablement, the kind of environment that you are now put in that capacitates you to become. And I think, thank you so much, MJ, for that. On that note, okay, Pay is? So, Utara, are we ready? So we're just going to give you one more performance, particularly by the Pay girls. But while they're getting ready, let me take one question from the parents.
Good afternoon, everybody, learners, parents. MJ, I'm sure this poster for the event of today has circulated on social media, WhatsApp platforms and Facebook and Instagram. I'm sure we have some parents here. I had an engagement with one of the parents today. They just want to inquire on how can they get their kids to start at Pay, or how can their kids be also members of the physically active youth. So maybe we can just share that with some of the parents that don't know of how and what steps to take forward.
A bit forward. Yes, let me give the question to Josephine to answer. Josephine, please. It's always good to hear it from the horse's mouth. Oh, okay.
Thank you so much for that question. So how parents can get the kids enrolled in Pay. First and foremost, I want to say that Pay was developed or created for kids from low-income backgrounds, kids that are really needing the space. You already heard the beautiful stories, even Janola's one. So the environment the child is coming from matters. So we do due diligence, applications are out, we make sure that we get the right kids for the program. We don't want kids that are coming from medium and well-off families to come and take that opportunity that really enable a future Genola to make it in life. So the kids must be coming from a certain background. We do the due diligence and the child is accepted if they meet the requirement and if the space is. So that is the requirement. Thank you.
All right. So I trust your question was answered thoroughly. And on that note, we are ready for the performance. All right. No, thank you very much. Pay girls, please, another round of applause for them. No, a bigger round of applause for them. Tatesem Nujoma once said that the youth are the building blocks of this nation, meaning for Namibia to be where we want it to be, we as young people are the ones that need to be stacked together, right? And essentially that is what the pay program is, giving young people an opportunity to be resilient. And I think while we wait for the minister, I would like to give an opportunity to just 2 or 3 pay participants that can share their story. This is to sort of reflect the impact that the center has had on their life. Let me just welcome Utara to share that with us.
A very good afternoon to everybody. A very good afternoon to all dear esteemed guests here with us today. My name is Utara Kadohoi and I am a PAY alumni. Now, for most of us and for most of the PAY alumni, we refer to PAY as a place home away from home, because for the most part we would leave, in the morning as a learner or as a school-going kid. You wake up in the morning, you get ready, you go to school, but after school would come to PAY, and at PAY would do different stuff, would be taught in English, mathematics, computers, and this is where as well my love and interest for computers grow. And being at PAY, I was taught that I could become something great, and I was taught how to dream big. And And it's through these that I actually took it upon myself to say, it doesn't matter where I come from, it doesn't matter my background, my limitations, I can actually become what I envision to become. So through the program, I was privileged to go through some of the programs that take place here, and I was also one of the learners selected to be at a scholarship school. Trust School, where, you know, I went for my high school, and during high school I picked up stuff of my interests such as art and so on. So Pay has played a pivotal role to where I am right now. As I stand, I'm a student at the Namibia University of Science Technology, short known for NAST, and I'm pursuing a Bachelor's of Computer Science in Software Design. But as we all know, Africa is about ubuntu. Tata Sam Nujoma was not just doing it for himself. He was doing it because he wanted the Namibian house to be free. He wanted every learner, every person to have their rights as a person. So in that, in giving back, I then got this amazing opportunity to be back home as I am, and I am currently teaching robotics and computer literacy here. So this is what Pay does, and I would also love to speak on behalf of my sister. Her name is Turipama Kadohwa. In her absentia, she is a student there at Concordia College in the United States, and this was all possible through physically active youth. So as we're moving forward, they say never forget where you come from, and this is where I come from. Thank you so much.
On that note, thank you so much, Utara, for sharing that. I just want to now welcome Thomas. Thomas is one of our math tutors, soccer trainer, life skills volunteer here at the center. I'll also just give him a moment to share his story. But I think as we are listening to these stories, especially for us parents, please, I want you to be able to look at how these people are expressing themselves and basically who they have become, and sort of try to see that in your child as well. This is also further to share or to just further elaborate on the effectiveness and importance of a program like Pay. Thomas.
Good afternoon, everyone, parents and learners. Thank you to the Master of Ceremony for this opportunity for me to share my story. So I joined the program in 2018. Ideally, how I got to join the program is that I was looking for a soccer team to start playing soccer, and then I had friends from Wambo location that just close by here in Katutura that were part of Pay, and then they introduced me to Pay. I came to Pay, started playing soccer for Pay, and then the following year, I then officially got to join the program. Through my years with the program, I got to develop a lot of skills, got exposed to a lot of opportunities. The main important thing from Pay that I took from Pay was the life skills. We got to learn a lot through life skills in terms of how to lead ourselves in our lives. And yeah, which means in that way we got to develop leaders. Most of us that went through those life skills classes came out better people and all that. Yeah, so after joining the program, then I started attending the program consistently until I finished my school. After I got to finish my school, and then I went to university. I'm currently in university in my final year, studying, majoring in procurement and supply chain management. And yeah, I mean, the program has been of great benefit to me. And now today, I currently volunteer at the program as an assistant coach for the soccer kids, and then also as a math tutor, and also as a life skills tutor for the grade 8 to 12. Yeah, thank you. That's my story.
Thank you, Thomas. So as you heard, Homeboy is doing procurement. He wants to work with the money, right? There's a question from the parents.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Vitalis, and I wasn't actually prepared to say something, But when I saw people sharing their stories, I also want to say something. Yeah. Let me just go in front. Yeah, my name is Vitalis Shilungani. And I actually came here, it's MJ that called me. So when I came here, I was not ready to say something, but I saw people sharing their stories. And when Pay started, I was one of the people that were here when it started. So my story is, I also came from a location, from Bambo location, where you grew up in the street and everything. I was schooling at JJ Afrikaner, Jan Jonker. So this is actually the place that us also used to come. But when we were there in the streets, when we saw that there was a program that was started by MJ like this, we came here, we changed our lives from the life that we were, that time when we were in the streets and everything. So when this program came, we started coming here. Mary J started helping us with our schoolwork and everything. So after I finished my grade 12, I went to study diesel mech. I completed, went into the army, and now I'm in the army as a diesel mech. That's all what I wanted to share.
All right, let me recognize one more parent. Madam, please come forward. Please, a round of applause for her boldness.
Everyone, I would like really to appreciate MJ and her team. Really what you have made have changed our life as parents. And with my life, it wasn't easy. I went through a lot. Imagine raising kids without a mom, without a father, and really physical active youth have been my mother, my father. And I really appreciate, I'm talking on behalf of Penkoft Kulubane. He is a Pay alumni, yes. And recently, this last Friday, he has been graduated as a mechanical engineer at NAST. Yeah. So really, I truly appreciate you, Miss MJ, and your team. And it was through thick and thin, and really the privilege that you have given our kids. We couldn't afford it, only Pay did it. Imagine taking your kids to SWAPO, taking your kids to Gamma village to experience different things, whereby as parents we couldn't even afford that. So I'm really grateful, Miss MJ, and I hope God will expand your territory. He will give you more strength and more courage and more years of living. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, madam. I know during the last 2 weeks that I've been coming more frequently to Pay than often, someone even mentioned that Pay is that place where some of the kids that are with us, they've never even gone to see the ocean, but they did that for the first time with Pay. Some kids that step foot here, they've never cycled a bike, but then they even end up at the Olympics. So Pay is that kind of program where you can have somebody that comes from such a background that of them own selves, and because as a result of their upbringing, there are things that they would not have attained, but the program created that opportunity. And the program put them in a space where they can now thrive. Please, let's clap hands for Pay. And on that note, I'd like to welcome my very dear friend, Sophia Simon. We were together at Concordia during the years that I joined Pay. And for 2 years, since my grade 8 and grade 9 year, every time we take the bus together, you know, she would get off somewhere nearby so she can come. I would get off on the other side so that I could go home. She would always tell me, please, Ginola, why are you not coming to Pay? I said, don't worry, a time will come. But then after long convincing, I ended up joining Pay. But then Sophia has been a dear friend, fellow classmate, and I'd just also like to give her an opportunity to give her testimony. Please, a round of applause for Sophia.
I'm quite tall, so I don't know which one to use. Ginola? Okay, this one. This one. All right. Please allow me to have my shades on, if that's okay. Or should I remove them? Keep them on, I know, right? Thanks. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, dear kids, the future of Namibia. Look at them. You look so beautiful, Shem. Good afternoon. How are you feeling? Okay. These are the important people in the room. Secondly, I would like to greet the parents in the room. Thank you for making time to come and celebrate this very special day for all of us in honor of our late founding president for this nation, Dr. Sam Shafishuna Nujoma. As introduced, my name is Sophia Simon. I am a product of pay. I'm the very, like the gentleman, what was it? Sorry, I didn't get your name so well, but I don't want to mention it, so I don't want to blunder. Like the story or the testimony shared by the gentleman in the back, I'm one of the few people that started the, what do you call this now again? The lower primary, right, section. There was, in the beginning, there was no lower primary. It was just the high school kids that used to come and attend. And mostly it was just boys, right? Like if you see at the back there was computers. We used to come and play computer games when we were going to ShopRite. So I grew up in a location called Namibian. So Namibian, you find it just behind here, I think 2-3 streets from here. So I would always walk to go to ShopRite, which is close by here at Pay. And I'll always find the boys playing soccer there, of which I was very intrigued. What is going on here? So every time I'd pass by, they would either be playing soccer. If they're not playing soccer, they would come and play like the video games there. Long story short, I decided to join them, and I would always follow them where they go. So they would always come in. There was only one room here, just that room there. So I would join them, but I was always chased because number one, they couldn't take the smaller kids, and also I'm a girl, so it was always a contradicting story. So they always chased me back. So nonetheless, I was very persistent. I was very interested in joining the program, and you can ask MJ. I'm one of the few. I'm one of the. What is this? I'm one of the people that started the. What is this? The lower primary. Long story short, pay is home to me, right? Pay is home. Pay is the gift that keeps on giving. I went on to graduate. Like Ginola said, we used to go to the same school, which is Concordia College. I went on to graduate. I went to high school. I went to go study swimming. I did a lot of courses, but I think one of my closest, one of my pride is that I went to go study to be a swimming coach, and with that, I then come back and give. The same opportunity to the kids that I was given, because through sports and through life skills that I got from Pay, I was able to study, I was able to travel through cycling, through swimming and all these things. So one of my pride, as I said, it's to come back and give to the Namibian child. So this is right now I come back and I just give. Yeah, I think I'm running out of words, but that is my story. So in honor of the late Dr. Sam Nujoma, Sam Shafishuna Nujoma, I want to remind you that as the late man that we celebrate today, I want to leave with you that you must be resilient. You must continue fighting for what you believe, especially for the youth that is amongst us. And be the gift that keeps on giving. With that said, I thank you for the opportunity. I thank you for listening to my story, though I was not really prepared for this, but I hope I left you with a word or two that can encourage you today and going forward. Thank you.
I think Sophia is trying to be a little bit humble today, thank God. She did not share some of her very notable cycling achievements. Sophia, please, can you come share that with us? This is also to inspire the young ones. You see, some of these people, they are not going to be engineers. They might end up at the Olympics. You get what I mean? Sophia, please come tell them some of your cycling achievements.
Okay, so I was told to share the cycling. There are so many. I can't. I'm shy. I'm really shy. For the first time, I'm shy. And it's just kids and parents and MJ and... sorry? Okay. Okay. So I've quite a lot of achievements in the sporting industry. I am a former triathlete. Went on to the world champion. That's how I started. I started with triathlon. So triathlon is what they call it. You swim, you cycle, and you run. So you start with what? You start with the swimming, and then you cycle, and then you run. So in that, it's like a one sport, right? So that's what I used to do. And I went to travel. I went to Cyprus. I went to Egypt. I travel a lot with triathlon. And then just as I was about to finish with my high school, because of the time, I had to break it down. So I started then only with cycling, and I was really good at it. I don't know if you can see under my dress, I've got quite long legs. So yes, I broke it down and I started cycling and I did well, started traveling. I'm not going to mention so many of the countries that I went to, but I did Madagascar, Botswana, South Africa, just to mention a few. And then when I started with university, I had to also now decide between cycling and swimming, what do I do? So I was one of the few Namibians that got the opportunity to study in Hungary through the NNOC. I don't know if you guys know what is NNOC. NNOC is the National Namibia Olympic Committee. Through the Olympic Solidarity to go study swimming coaching. So that I studied that, and just from my history already, I know how to swim. So the swimming for me was just one of those. You know that us, we don't know how to swim as now. We are known to not know how to swim. So I'm quite good in it. So I studied it, and now I give swimming classes. So for the kids, we won together with City. City, please stand up. City, this first semester, that is City. Can you please say hi to City for us, future leaders? We call her now Coach City. So can you please say hi, Coach City? Hi, Coach City. Okay, so yes, thank you. So in our initiative, or my initiative to give back, is that the first semester we started giving swimming classes for all the kids from grade 1, I think grade 1 until 12. Ne? So every Friday we give, they would come, different groups, they would come and then we teach them the very basic of what swimming is, the water safety around it, and we did quite well, right? So going forward, we want to continue with teaching the girl and the boy child how to swim and just giving back. Like Ginola said, I'm being very humble because I didn't prepare the speech, but I think that's enough of me. Did I do well? Am I okay? Very well. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you.
Okay, please, ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for Sophia. A louder round of applause. A louder round of applause. Yes, that's the Sophia we know. So I'm informed that the minister has arrived. So I will just... Thomas. So while we wait for the minister... can you play some background music? But don't make it too loud. Yes, while we wait for the minister, MJ, I think, asked a very, very important question where she asked the young people and said, where do you see yourself in his life and in his legacy? Like, for instance, we know Sam Nujoma was a great leader. We know he was a founding president. We know he had great negotiation skills. She's here. Ladies and gentlemen, shall we rise and welcome Honorable Emma Theophilus, our Minister of Information Communication Technology. Shall we rise? Can we welcome her with a big round of applause? A bigger round of applause. An even bigger round of applause. Honorable Minister, please feel very much welcome. Welcome to the PAY program. It's very nice to have you. And yes, everyone, shall we be seated for a moment? So, ladies and gentlemen, the reason we particularly wanted a very young person in leadership is because at PAY we have a culture. And that culture is that young people should be able to thrive. They should become resilient in whatever they do. And the minister that we invited today is a true testament of that kind of resilience, of how young people, as young as they are, can take a hold of an office and command it with real results, right? And that is essentially what we see when we see Honorable Emma. And would like to now formally invite her to give her keynote address, also speak to the young people. I hope, Honorable, we can also allow the kids to ask you some important questions. Okay, so please, you're welcome. A round of applause.
Thank you so much, Ginola. And I was just saying that I do remember Ginola, and I was just confirming with Josephina because we have not seen each other in a long time. Good afternoon, Pay. How are you? Where's the energy? Let us stand up. Stand up, all of you, stand up. Okay. Can I see everybody's right hand? Okay, very good. Some people are taller. Touch your nose. I see some people are touching their forehead, their cheek. Where's your nose? Touch your nose. Okay. How many of us know the Namibian flag? You know? What is the first color? Yellow. Very good. The next one? Blue. The following one? White. And then? Red. The last one? Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you. You can all be seated. Thank you very much. I'm very, very happy to be here. Dr. Mary-Jean Dimbira Rosner, thank you very much for the kind invitation to come to PAY. Josephina, it's a pleasure to meet you, and all the staff members and the team at PAY. I must indicate that I was telling Dr. MJ now that I do not remember the last time I was here, not because I don't want to, but because I am a product of a similar program like PAY. I used to be a learner or a child who used to attend the Kayak Trust, which also is an after-school program. So I know very well the work that PAY, Kayak Trust, Philippi Trust, all these wonderful organizations have contributed to the fabric of strengthening the social fabric of Namibia in supporting children. So I'm very happy that on this 12th of May, 2026, we are not only coming together to celebrate the birth of our founding president and father of the Namibian Nation, Dr. Sam Shafishuna Nujoma, but we are doing it around the people our late president used to love the most, and that is the Namibian children. Dr. Sam Shafishuna Nujoma always used to say, I don't know if I should make this reference, I don't want to be controversial, but let the children come to me. And it's so true. He loved the Namibian children. He spoke about that every sacrifice that was done by adult Namibians, young Namibians that went to go fight for this country, was for me and you, the generation born after independence, to take charge of our country, for this country to be ours, to be able to enjoy the fruits of their hard work, sweat, and tears. And I'm very happy that the team at PAY continues to do that work. and continues to honor the legacy of our founding president and father of the Namibian Nation, Dr. Shafishuna Nujoma. This morning when I was preparing my post in terms of what can I say about our founding president, 3 principles came to mind. One is resilience. Dr. Shafishuna Nujoma was resilient enough for more than 30 years to fight for the independence of this country. He organized, he rallied, put together defined men and women who were willing to sacrifice their lives for a just cause. And that just cause are the fruits of independence we are reaping today. So resilience, not only for pay, resilience not only for you and I as a Namibian child, but resilience for Namibia as a whole. We must continue trying to build our country. We cannot give up. Our forefathers didn't give up. Surely we cannot give up. So to all of you, the children of pay, I urge you to be resilient like our founding president. He taught us that it pays to continue fighting for what you believe in. The second principle that comes to mind as I reflect on the life of our founding president is the principle or the value of courage. It takes courage for someone to stand up and say enough is enough. I'm going to be defiant against colonial rule. I'm going to fight it. Whether I do it alone, whether I do it with other people, I will stand up and take a stand. So for all of you sitting here today, I want you to tap into your inner courage. Can you repeat after me the word courage? Let's do it again. Courage. Wonderful. So I want you to be courageous, to have courage, to fight for what you want and what you believe in. If you want a particular something, have the courage to stand up and ask somebody to say, Auntie, Uncle, I want this. When you use that principle in your life, for the rest of your life, there's a saying that goes, closed mouths do not get fed, which means if you do not have the courage and the resolve to ask, if you don't have the courage to stand up and do something, nothing will get done. So I want us to have the courage to stand up and continuously do something, just like our founding president and father of the nation, Dr. Shafishuna Nujoma, taught us. Then the last one I want to talk about is resistance. He needed to have the value of resistance to say, what is happening to my people is not fair. We should all be equal. Whether black, white, tall, short, blue, green, it does not matter. All of us must be treated with fairness, with respect, with equality, and the biggest right, in my opinion, is the right of dignity. Everybody is a person when you are treated with dignity. If you are not treated like a human being, then what is the point? But that requires one to be resistant. Resistant to those who don't want to treat other people with dignity. Resistant to those who don't want to treat other people with respect. Resistant to those who don't want the fabric of Namibia to be strong. For us to be a united nation, united in one house, that our former president, Dr. Hageji Genkop, used to talk about as the Namibian house. All of us have a collective responsibility to resist those who do not want to work for one Namibia, one nation. I want you to repeat after me. One Namibia? One nation. Okay, so we'll do it because you are learning. Okay, you repeat after me. One Namibia? One nation. One Namibia? One nation. We also have a second slogan at the Ministry of ICT where we say, my Namibia, my country, my pride. Oh, there's that one that's very high. I like the confidence. Let's repeat again. My Namibia, my country, my pride. So, in conclusion, I'm very happy for the kind invitation to come this afternoon for this closing ceremony on a day where we reflect, commemorate, and celebrate the life of what we call the father of the Namibian Nation, Dr. Sam Shafishuna Nujoma, who has since left us. But in him and in us, his legacy continues because he lives in all of us seated here. Resilience, courage, resistance, and so many other lessons he taught us will be continued to be carried with a bright torch in all of us, in our deeds, in our work that we do. And I'm sure that not only the pay team, but the children here will know that from today, we had a gallant son of the Namibian soil, Dr. Sam Shafishuna Nujoma, our founding president and father of the Namibian Nation, who is looking after us to continue building this wonderful Namibia, this wonderful country we call Namibia. Thank you very much, and I'm wishing you a great day ahead. Thank you. Do I stand aside for questions?
Yes. So, thank you, Honorable Emma, for those wonderful words. Now is our chance to ask Honorable Emma any question. Anybody? Somebody?
Afternoon, everybody.
Afternoon.
I would like to ask, what steps did ma'am take to reach her goal?
Okay. Thank you. I didn't get your name. Can you also say your name?
My name is Kelvin.
Kelvin. Thank you, Kelvin, for that question. Well, I would say, well, in life, there's usually never really one goal. Probably one big goal, but it comprises of many small goals in between. If I can give a holistic answer, I think the first step I took was to learn how to be confident. Confident in myself, confident in my abilities, just have a sense of confidence. And I'm very glad, Calvin, you had the confidence to stand up and ask me that question. I can tell that you are confident too. So that's the first one, being able to have confidence. Confidence even when you are scared, to still, want to be confident. And then the second one is the spirit of learning. I always wanted to learn, whether in the classroom, whether outside of the classroom at organizations like PAY, whether meeting new people, discovering new things, I always wanted to learn. So having a teachable spirit was very important, an important step for me to reach my goals, because we don't know everything. We are constantly being exposed to new information. And if you close off your mind, you don't want to read your books, the teacher is talking in the class, you don't want to listen, your colleague is giving a very nice answer, you don't want to learn. If you don't learn, you don't grow. So the second step is to continuously learn. And then maybe the third one, I would say, treating people with respect. Not only your mother or your father, because they are your mother and father, but your uncles, your aunties, your neighbor, the person on the street, your teacher, your pastor, the ladies at church and the uncles at church, everybody, treating people with respect. You greet them, you help them. If somebody falls down, you pick them up. Treating people with respect, because other people are important too. So I think those three I can put out to say: 1, confidence; 2, a teachable spirit; and 3, respect for others, are some of the stepping stones I took to, I believe, where I got today. All right.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
My name is Daniel Shatipamba, and I wanted to ask, the political environment is very, difficult. So how did you squeeze your way up there? I can say.
I hope I didn't need to squeeze. my way here. Thank you so much, Daniel, for that question. Yes, indeed, it is a very difficult environment. I don't think any environment is easy, but politics can be ever-changing. It has so many rules, rules that you know, rules that you don't know, rules that you will learn only when you are already there. And some rules are not even written down. Nobody really gives you a crash course or a briefing on how to navigate politics. But I think the way I managed to squeeze myself through here is, one, the principles I spoke about before, the steps I took, being able to have a teachable spirit, respect, have confidence. But also, I think for me, is the will of another person to support me to reach where I am. I didn't join politics on my own. I, of course, was, I would say, policy adjacent when I was around your age. I was head girl of my primary school, head girl of my high school. I was junior mayor. I was in the Children's Parliament. I was Secretary General of the UNAM Student Representative Council at the main campus and across all campuses. But I didn't think that would ordinarily translate into politics. I thought it would translate into law, and I would use those lessons for my law career because I am a lawyer. But as it will, our late third president, Dr. Hage G. Geingob, had the ability, the constitutional right, to nominate 8 people to parliament in 2020, and I was one of them. So he appointed me to be a member of parliament. He appointed me to become deputy minister. And that launched sort of my career in politics, but it was on the will of somebody who felt it was important to have young people in political leadership. Perhaps he saw something in me and he thought I could take that role, and I did. And fast forward, 4 years down the line, our fourth president, Dr. Nangola Mbumba, who took over after President Geingob to finish his term when he sadly passed on, he then promoted me to minister. And then our new president came, Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, and then she also kept me as minister. So politics is not just about yourself, it's also about how other people trust you with responsibility, because it is a trust with a responsibility of work to do to serve the Namibian nation. And of course, there were things I needed to do personally to prepare for the role, but it was really ultimately up to other people. Even when you get elected, it's people's vote that gets you into the office. It is because of the vote of Namibians for President Geingob, and in this case, because of the constitution allows it, President Mbumba, and now President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, for me to find my way into politics. So in a nutshell, that is my response.
Afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon.
My name is Penyava Mati. My question is, who inspired you to be where you are right now?
Oh. That's a tough one. I think different people have inspired me throughout my life and at different stages. Getting into politics was sort of a surprise. And I say really it was a surprise because by the time the president called and asked for me to become a member of parliament, it was like on a Friday, I was at work. And then on Monday already I'm being sworn in. So I didn't have time to properly, settle my thoughts, in what I was getting into and who could possibly have been an inspiration for that role. But if there's somebody who I can say is an inspiration to me across the board, regardless of whether I'm a minister or whether I was going to be a lawyer or I could have been something completely different, because these are short-term titles. They come and go. Today I'm minister, tomorrow I'm not. Today I'm a member of parliament, tomorrow I'm not. So my identity is not based on that. So if there's somebody who has been a constant in my life, I would say it would be my mother. So my mother has inspired me to always take up different roles. Like I explained, some of the roles I had when I was in high school and at university. She supported me. She allowed me the room to explore, to make mistakes, to try again. And she supported me throughout. So if there's one person I'm very inspired by, is my mother. She also has her own personal story that I am inspired by, but her role she played in supporting me as a mother has been my greatest inspiration.
Afternoon, ma'am.
Hello.
My name is Santiago. I wanted to ask, what is your job as a minister?
Oh, thank you for that question. Any opportunity to explain what we do. So I'm the minister responsible for the Ministry of Information and Communications Technology. So our ministry deals with information, making sure that all of you have the right information about school, about health, about play, your rights, all of that. So we help government coordinate so that citizens have information. We do this through announcements, through community outreach programs, like we go to villages and talk to people, children, young people, adults, about what programs and activities are in government. So we give out information. That's one. Then the second one is communication. So communication to ensure that you and I are able to communicate and get information through different technologies, whether on the radio, on television, through newspapers, or even social media. How many of you watch TikTok? This Gen Zs and Gen Alphas. Okay, you can put your arms down. So my ministry deals with those things that communicate, such as TikTok, Facebook. How many of you know NBC? Oh, very good. How many of you know New Era newspaper? Okay, not as much. What about Nampa? Huh? One said, huh? Okay, very good. So those are all agencies to communicate to the public. So that's what we do. And then the last part is technology, where we deal with telecommunications. So this one has to deal with cell phones. So when it comes to cell phones, and when there's network or when there's no network, when your cell phone has data or doesn't have data, computers, laptops, we deal with that. So in a nutshell, in a very, very abridged nutshell, that is what I do as minister. I coordinate all those things. I make sure that communication is good, information is good, there's network. If there's a problem, we fix it, and so on and so on. All right.
It's working. Okay, hi, hello.
Hello.
It's a statement. I'm proud of you for where you are as a young black woman. And as Pay, we often say we appreciate you and love you for who you are. Right. Number two is, my question is, obviously getting to where you are now, you had hardships, stepping stones, and all of that, a lot of them, right? So what is something heartfelt that you'd want specifically a girl child to live with today?
Thank you for that question. So for the girl child, and I don't know why there's this conversation that we are empowering girls too much and leaving out the boy child, which I don't agree with. I think we can empower both, and we know that systematically in the past, the girl child was left behind, hence why we must do extra work for the girl child. But if there's something the girl child can live with here today is society, and society is patriarchal in nature. Society has made it normalized that the girl child must sacrifice for everybody and that she should not necessarily sacrifice for herself. So, I don't know. we live in a multipolar world, and people experience at the household level differently, at community level differently, in the church differently, depending on your culture, tradition. So our experiences are not the same. But there's one common thread. You get into a household, there's a responsibility for the girl child to do. In almost every culture, the girl child does this, does that, has to take care of the little ones. It's almost like it's expected of you. You cannot opt out of it. You cannot be playing. You cannot, as a girl child, there are just certain things that society has already decided. This is how you're going to be, and that is how it's going to stay. So my advice and my thoughts I would like the girl child to live here with today is that nobody can write the script for you. Nobody should have the ability to write the script on your behalf. And you do not need to sacrifice yourself for society. Society must also find a way to pour into you. And if society doesn't do that, then leave society out and work on you and sacrifice for yourself. Because many times we have really, and you see it, sisters, mothers, grandmothers, constantly sacrificing for society. But many times it's not invested back into the girl child. So if the world must burn, let it burn. But look after yourself. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, very unfortunately, that was our last question in the interest of time.
Okay, can we have this last two? They look very sad.
I'll start with you.
How to become a prime minister? Afternoon, ma'am.
Afternoon.
How to become a prime minister?
How did I become a prime minister? Even me, I don't know, because I'm not a prime minister yet. No, but thank you so much for your question. So I'm not a prime minister. I'm the minister. And I became the minister because, do you know our president? Ne? What is her name? You don't know your president? Yes. So our president, Dr. Namibian Nation, when she was elected in November 2024, she took up her role as president on the 21st of March 2025. And because she is the president, she cannot most take care of the country all by herself. She needs people to help her. So some people need to help her look after education. Some people need to help her to look after health. Need to help her to look after health. Some have to look after the road. So she is then allowed to appoint people to look after all those things by appointing ministers who form up her cabinet. So she appointed me as minister responsible for information, communication technology, and I form part of her cabinet. All right.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Afternoon.
My name is Precious, and I'd like to ask a question. When will you come visit us again?
Okay. Thank you very much for your question, Precious. I will definitely come back. I do not know when, but definitely soon. And when I do come back, I will not come back for this short period of time. I'll come and spend the entire afternoon with you. Is that a deal? Okay. Can we clap on that? All right. Thank you so much.
Please, another round of applause for Honorable Emma. Thank you so much. I'm sure the kids loved it. I loved it. I even learned so much. And please, we will use the information that we have learned. Moving on with our program in the interest of time, now I would like to invite the minister and, of course, the parents to just go and view the exhibition. So what we did was MJ got the kids these disposable cameras, and then we went to the different places where Sam Nujoma is displayed, spoken about, just to allow the kids to take pictures of what he means to them. And the kids took some beautiful pictures, and we did an exhibition with those pictures. And today we'd like to unveil and, of course, show that to you and, of course, to the parents as well, because we also at Pay, the idea is that kids are so holistically exposed that they determine, okay, art is what I want to do, sport is what I want to do, engineering or politics is what I want to do. So basically this exhibition is our way of exposing the kids to the creative side of things, both the photography, how to check out for the lighting and all those things. We hope you love them because the kids worked really hard over the weekend. And yes, I will just guide you. Please, to all the kids, you can just go outside. The Pay team will guide you to the mural, where as soon as we are done inside, we'll meet you there for a photo for the unveiling of the mural of Tata Sam Nujoma, right? So all the kids, you can just go outside to the mural painting. The Pay team will guide you, and then the minister and the parents will just go in for the exhibition. These are basically the different pictures that we took. And yeah, please look at the creativity of the kids. They are all stationed by their individual pictures, and they can always tell you what each picture means to them and basically what they wanted to capture in that moment.
It's inspired about the day we first got our independence in 1990, where Sam Nujoma and our fellow leaders would held up our country flag freely, and it was the day we fought against other countries to have our independence. And then after that, they proudly lift up our country's flag, symbolizing the freedom and independence we got.
Wow. Thank you so much, Princess, and it's a pleasure to meet you. It's a
You're
beautiful
welcome.
photo.
Thank you.
All right.
I love this is one photo.
Okay, so I'll move like that. Okay.
On the 28th of September 1978, Dr. Sam Nujoma of SWAPO addressed the UN Security Council. So the Security Council is actually responsible for maintaining peace and unity within countries. So I took this picture because I believe that Sam Nujoma wasn't only fighting for peace and unity within Namibia, but he also wanted all the countries to work together, for an example, the SADC. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Where were we, me and you, in 1978?
Yo, we were
nowhere. Wonderful. Thank you so much. It's a beautiful picture.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Right.
Afternoon. Good. My name is Albertina Jeremias. So, good question. Why did I take this picture? Well, it reminds me of the war, people's lives that were in danger, and the fact whereby that he stood up to fight for us. So that, so as he's standing right there, he's showing, like, how should I say, courage to all of us, that, like, showing an example, right? So for
for the next generation, at least there should be that one person to stand up and fight for us.
Wonderful. Will you be that person to stand up
I
and
hope
fight for
so.
us?
Yes.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you, Albertina.
Welcome.
Great job.
Good afternoon, everyone, and good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Nathaniel Joel. So I decided to do a mural for the late founding president. He's Dr. Sam Safishuna Nujoma. So I just had to do, actually I got an assignment to do a mural of him, and I think by here we'll go check it out. Yes.
Thank you. Congratulations. Beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Oma Amadila, and I took a picture at Heroes Acre of a tower of the heroes.
Tell me more about this tower.
Hey.
Tall.
Yeah, it's the tall tower of the heroes.
At the Heroes Acre.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, Honorable Minister. Good afternoon. Yes, I am Utara Kadoha. I'm basically a PAY alumna and currently a teacher for robotics and computer here at PAY. So we have a robotics program whereby the learners here at Physically Active Youth build these very robots you see in front of you. So we teach them to not only, construct basic engineering skills on how to build a robot, but with this as well, they get the opportunity to then learn how to program the robot, how to make it move, and basically solve problems with using the robot. So this is one of the programs we have here, and as you can see, we're definitely investing in the future of Namibia, and the information sector is in great hands, we can say. Yes. Thank you, Minister. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Honorable Miss Emma. My name is Sean Morkel. This is a picture I took in front of the museum. So, this is a picture of the late founding president, Dr. Sam Nujoma. And what I would say is that he was a hardworking man. He fought for our country, and I'm really proud of him. And I would say the Namibians built this statue in the honor of his life, of what he did for us, of his resilience and hard working. And I would just say he did a great job for us to have a happy life, which we have right now. And yeah, thank you. Thank you.
That used to be our homework group. Yes. Yes.
Sponsorship from NDTC and Diamond Coalition. So they, together with our other sponsors, they help us renovate.
Wonderful.
Yes.
And then our reception area. Over there, Emma, is our, what is this? The library and kiddies classroom, but NBC set up their live stream. So it's not bothered.
This is NBC1. It's ours.
Namibia. Sema Nujoma kwa fika matapo kita kwa ita ukapono kwa jopla na tati.
People of Namibia, like all other people in the world, are entitled to their right to self-determination and freedom.
When the enemy advance, you retreat. When the enemy retire, you attack. This is precisely what we did.
Led by Sam Nujoma and other freedom fighters, the Namibian people showed bravery in the face of adversity in exile. Nujoma and other heroes of the liberation struggle always remained persistent that there will be no compromise on the desired freedom.
Namibia is a colony. And the colonial and oppressed people of Namibia want to be free now and not tomorrow. Therefore, we do not accept the claim of South Africa that freedom and independence of Namibia must be conditional.
Comrades, commanders, officers, and men of the People's Liberation Army of Namibia, I would first of all wish to congratulate you for the gallant and brave military operations you have been carrying out, and above all, the liquidation of the enemy forces which you have carried out during the past year.
The wind of change.
A new dawn was on the horizon when Nujoma and his wife Kovambo embarked on a chartered Ethiopian airline jet. Nujoma was coming home, and he would eventually be inaugurated as the first president of a free and independent Namibia.
Give me back my country, or give me back Namibia.
For the Namibian people and for myself, this day, the 21st of March, 1990, is the most memorable and indeed the most emotional moment in the annals of our history.
Give me back my country, yeah. Give me back.
Statesman, liberation fighter, Pan-Africanist, revolutionary, and founding president are just some of the many titles that are synonymous with the name Sam Nujoma. For Namibians, especially those born post-1990, the existence of Sam Nujoma was and is a promise of a future free of oppression.
The solemn hour is the moment which our people have been waiting for more than a century. This is the day for which tens of thousands of Namibian patriots lay down their lives.
We'll fight till we are free.
The dark era of the brutal armed struggle had finally come to an end.
Today our hearts are filled with a great joy and a jubilation because our deepest and longest yearning for has been realized.
The apartheid South African flag was lowered and the birth of Namibia would finally come to pass as Nujoma and fellow revolutionaries like Nelson Mandela watched on.
It pleases me to state that
We are gathered here today not to pass yet another resolution, but to celebrate the dawn of a new era in this land and to proclaim to the world that the new star has risen on the African continent. Africa's last colony is from this hour liberated.
The daunting task of rebuilding Namibia began, but even with an endless list of priorities, Nujoma would serve as a shining light and a towering figure fighting for the rights of some of the most vulnerable members of society, particularly for the rights of children, the youth, and women. Childhood development and educational opportunities for the Namibian child remain some of Nujoma's biggest priorities.
Participation in development requires all these three approaches. Development is therefore about people, nothing more, nothing less. As the direction of applying resources, limited as they may be, will in the long run determine the success or failure of our human resources development strategy.
Oh yeah, the wind of change. Oh yeah.
Nujoma stayed true to his promise of using Namibia's resources to ensure the well-being of all Namibians. And by 1993, 45.5% of the country's expenditure was committed to education and health.
On the education front, the government has identified critical goals and objectives which are being pursued vigorously. These critical goals include promotion of equal access to land, improving efficiency